Welcome to Rock Shop Talk. Our show talks best practices, fun anecdotes, and the latest cutting-edge technology in our field to kick your screen printing gears into hyperdrive. Today's episode features the topic of screen printing education to execution, and we're joined by our special guests, Karen Fisher of Bagware Screen Printing and Brian Richards of ROQ US. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be right back.
So I want to welcome everybody back to Rock Shop Talk. Today we are discussing screen printing education to execution, and we are joined by our special guest, Karen Fisher of Bagware Screen Printing. How you doing, Karen?
I'm doing great, Ross. How are you?
I am fantastic. We're also here with Brian Richards of ROQ US.
Hello, Ross.
Hey, Brian. That was a nice little voice tone change. I like that.
Mixing it up.
Getting moody.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do accents on a show. Just be like,
Who's who?
hello, Brian. It'd be horrible because I'd go all over the place. And I am ROQ US President Ross Hunter, and we also have our one and only creative producer, Mr. Merrill Capps.
Thank you for having me, as always.
Awesome. Well, before we dive in today, I just wanted to do a quick little round of updates. Of course, this tour bus, yet again.
Why not?
Why not, right?
I mean,
it's still not
That's
done.
what we do, right?
We drove it to a car wash. That
And
was
it
exciting.
It was an adventure.
It was an adventure.
We had $5 of cash between the three of us,
Yes.
and 16 minutes to wash this like 34-foot.
It's like a 34 foot. Yeah, we keep calling it bus. It's an RV, but
Yeah, whatever.
Oh my God.
yeah. And the guy in front of us, it was fantastic. So you pull into this drive-up car wash, right, with the bays, and there's only one place that fits big rigs, like the big truck wash. And there's a gentleman in front of us with a tiny white pickup. And there's all these other bays open, but he's in the giant vehicle wash space. And he's got a detailing rag with a spray bottle of probably some kind of wax or something. And we pulled up behind him. He turned around. He looked. Just went right back to spraying and wiping. I mean, his face was like, 2 inches from this truck. Here's the kicker. So that was like 5-10 minutes of us just sitting there. I mean, it was nice with a, couch. And we're just hanging out.
You checked out the bed.
We did.
Yep.
We looked through the RV.
Yeah.
And finally he gets done and he pulls forward into a drive-through car wash. Riddle me that. It's like he got done pre-washing and waxing and then drove through the car wash.
It's like a dishwasher. You can't.
That's a good point.
You gotta scrub
Waxed
first
off.
and then
Wax on.
I guess. Yeah, it was entertaining, mildly frustrating, but entertaining. But we did name the bus. The bus's name is Roxy.
Indeed.
Thought that was fitting for Roxy.
Roxy the RV. All right.
Sassy.
Roxy the RV.
Yeah, I like it.
And Roxy's currently getting wrapped right now by our good friend Dallas at Opaque Screen Printing, and half of it is done-ish.
Mm-hmm. Well, the wrap is on, not the decorative part.
Yeah, not the decorative part.
Yeah,
So
but the
we
base.
went matte black. So he's got half of the matte black done, and then we'll have the overlays on top. He did give me a call. He ripped off our ladder and said there's a big hole in the ceiling now.
Great.
So we'll have to figure out how to fix that, or we'll go on a leaky trip. That'll be fun. I think it's right over the bed too, where Brian's going to sleep.
Oh,
Dibs on the love seat for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So exciting news. Our first tour will open eventually.
Yeah,
we got a
getting
lot
close.
going on with COVID and fires and all sorts of stuff. Could go down to California actually first. So might get to see Karen. You're in Apple Valley?
I am.
All right, there we go. Get a nice tour bus stop.
Heck
Get
yeah.
some swag.
Oh, come on.
There we go.
And
Be good stuff.
Be sure to tell them about this upcoming meeting we have.
Yeah,
on the
so on the 17th of this month, we are hosting a Zoom meeting. That's a meeting of the minds, ROQ partners, customers,
17th. Really
partners.
industry-wide.
Industry-wide, we're going to have some vendors and diving deeper into all the topics of inclusion within our industry. We did a podcast about 8 podcasts ago and came up with a platform of a bunch of things that we wanted to proactively do. Since then, we've been meeting constantly, have made a bunch of marches forward and want to present it to a large group of people before we make anything public and get everyone's feedback and see how that goes. So
please share your voice. It's critical, and we really appreciate your insight with us.
Yeah. So sign up on Facebook.com. It's on just the ROQ US page.
Events tab of the ROQ US. It's Facebook.com/ROQ USA. That's ROQ USA.
Awesome. All right. So let's dive into the day. Karen, let's introduce you and Bagware. And I just want to get an idea. Me and you go way back. About nine years, I want to say. You took a class from me on screen printing.
Yes.
And so long ago, it's crazy. You've been in my phone ever since that day. Because when you won your rock press, I still had you saved. It was the coolest thing. I was like, scrolling through my contacts, and I was like, boom. So I want to take people back to where you started. Our goal today is to go screen printing education execution. So what idea did you have? What sparked you to say, I want to screen print, and kind of maybe tell the listeners a little bit about how your company matured from that spark of an idea and what took you there?
Well, what sparked me, it's kind of sad, but then it's good. What sparked me was my husband died. Mm-hmm. And right after my husband died, and one day I was in the house and I was digging through this box, and I found paperwork where I had wanted to start screen printing. I had always had an interest in it. So I picked up the designs that I had, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do that. So I took and I started going on YouTube, and I started looking at videos, and I see this guy, Ryan Moore. And I mean, it's comical because it's Ryo everything. And so the more I looked, the more I learned. And I think I watched every video that Ryan had. And then I started looking for screen printing equipment. Though I didn't go with O'Reilly, I wound up going with a printer by a company called Printa. And I bought that. And when I came back from their training, and I think the reason I did that also is because they offered lifetime training. So even to this day, I don't even have that press anymore. I could go there if I wanted to. So after I came back, I saw where Ryanette was given a training in downtown Los Angeles. So I go on there and I register, and then something happens, and they wind up even giving me the class for way less than what they were charging. I don't even know what it was about. They just sent me an email, and I was like, hey, I'm too well read to turn it down. So heck,
that's nice.
So I go, and there's Ross, and I ask a question. The class is full, and it was kind of overwhelming because there was a lot going on. But we got to print. They gave all these CDs at this class, and I have those CDs even to this day. And so I had never done water base, and I pulled one of them out, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and do some water base now, because I had never even tried water base, but that was how I wound up at Ryanette and meeting Ross. And it was one of the best experiences I have ever had. It did nothing but propel me and keep me going to want to do this even more.
That's awesome. So you kind of got started there and then opened your that's kind of when the business then sort of became real, was sometime after that class, or did you already have it going ahead of time? And that was to
I didn't have it going. I had the name. I was I was sitting in church, and this name, Bagware, came up. That's what I heard in my
church.
mouth. In church. I was sitting in church, And I believe this is what God gave me, bagware. And so that's what I named my business. And it actually stands for Born Again.
Oh, very cool.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, and then take us through that kind of next iteration. So you take the class, you go back. I'm guessing you're experimenting, you're getting customers, you're probably messing up a lot. I know from my own journey of getting into this business, it was like, you know, trial by fire, right? You do something, it turns out great. And, you know, other things you're, you know, wanting to throw screens across the room because things aren't lining up or whatever the case may be. But what happened from there and where did the business go?
Well, in the beginning, like it was bad. I mean, I was trying. I'm not getting it. I go back and I keep watching the videos, and then when I tried to do emulsion, what a mess. You know, oh my God, I had that stuff everywhere. But I didn't let that deter me. I continued on until I got it. My first order, I think I owed that guy money. Because I bought the shirts, but I definitely had to redo them because they were not what I would get, what I would pay for, what I would expect. So I ordered another case of T-shirts. I printed those shirts and I printed them again, and I have that guy as a customer to this day.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Wow. And then did you mature then from your initial equipment into like another set of equipment from there? Like take us through that journey. So you started with the printer press or printer system. Uh-huh. And then what happened from there just kind of as the company continued to mature?
I basically outgrew that press. And then as their press, the screen, I think is like 19 by something. It's a small screen. So when I needed to print something a little bit bigger, I couldn't do it. And then if it had more colors, I'd have to skip. I had a 6-color 4-station press. So I would have to skip heads in order to print it, which caused the problem. So then I knew it was time to upgrade. I had it since I really met you. So it was definitely time to change. And so I was torn. I actually came to ISS and I wanted the Riley 500. I had my heart set on that press. And when I got there, they were like, we're not carrying that anymore. And so they had a press there. I think it was the 350, but I don't know if it was because I had my heart set on that, but I didn't want to go with that press. And so I was like torn. So what I did is I actually took it to Instagram. And Instagram, it was like torn between. So what I was torn between was that Vastex and the Riley. And a guy came on there and he's like, I've had my Vastex over 20 years. It's a tank. Get the Vastex. He's like, you could drag it across the street by the Platens. This thing will not lose registration. And I was like, wow. So there were like tons of good reviews for that, tons of good reviews for the Riley. And so I decided to go with the Vastex, and I love it.
Gotcha. And you still have that now then?
Oh, yeah.
And then I know the automated dream was there because I remember talking to you quite some time ago about automation. I don't remember. It was probably when I still owned my company before I came over to the other side here. And then out of nowhere, there was an automatic introduced into your life.
Yes, indeed.
That was the last Long Beach show.
Yeah,
it was January of this year.
Believe it or not, that was this year.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like this year, does it? Right? It's like all the COVID and everything going on in the world right now. For some reason, to me, it feels like a really long time ago, but not long ago. So we did a giveaway at ISS Long Beach. It's actually when we introduced ROQ US to the world, and participated in a crazy concert, Sublime and Sugar Ray, and
Gallo and
Yeah, Gallo was there, and it was Mr. Tito Ortiz that helped us with the giveaway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. What is he? Light heavyweight champion of the world in MMA
I
at
believe
one
so.
point in time.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he was a very big
Tower.
fellow. I got my picture taken with him, and it was like, hey, and I'm not small, so
Very kind man.
he was awesome. He was fantastic. But we were spinning he was spinning the press, and we had prizes on each platen.
It's
and
called Spin to Win.
Spin to win.
Yeah.
In the win.
And one of the platens had a ROQ 4-color 8-station as a prize. That was our big giveaway.
Is it a U?
It was a U.
Yeah.
It was a U. And Karen, it was down to 2 prizes left. And so happens that Karen won the automatic.
Yay.
And I love how the announcement was all on video on your phone.
Oh yeah, it was all on FaceTime. I must have called her 12 times. I forget you like had to leave almost right before this happened, and you were with I think a family member. I'm not sure, but
Yes.
you were with someone, and I remember you were in the car, and I'm like, "Hey, I've been trying to call you," and you're like, "What's up?" You won a press, and that was an exciting moment for us. What has that done, for your business?
Well, after I landed back on the planet, which is just recent, because it's overwhelming. It is like, even now, I still don't believe. I go outside and look at it because I can't believe it. It's like shocking. And so, like, even when I told everyone at church, people could not believe it. It has upped my business. I can't even tell you, like, it's just crazy. Like, I've done printing for the NBA. And so I had someone from that, how would I say that? From that group come and contact me. They actually want me to come to Vegas, and they wanted to buy me a ROQ as well.
Oh, wow.
If I would go there free.
That's cool.
But I mean, that's something I have to think about.
Yeah.
So, because it would be, my business would be inside of another business, which is, it's huge. If I showed it to you, it's like, it's as big as the warehouse that Ryan Net ships out of. Wow. So I was like, okay, but I still have not made up my mind on that. But it is something. It has taken my business to levels I didn't even see coming at this time right now. So our business had been slow. It is picking up. I have orders waiting right now. It has picked up tremendously. And I have a project getting ready to go on with a ball player where his merch, we're going to print it. So, I mean, our opportunities are there. So awesome. I'm just like, I'm telling you, I'm almost like speechless, and that's hard to do because I am a talker. I'm telling you, it's hard to put in words. It is the best move. When we went to INS, I brought my mom, and I was showing her the press when you go where you register. And I said, Mama, see that press right there? I'm going to get that press. I'm going to have that press right there. And we're over there looking at it. And, she looks, but she's like, yeah, uh-huh. And so
that was the one up that was up in the lobby at registration that had the sign on it that said, like, spin to win booth, whatever is our booth 3001 or whatever it was.
Yes.
That's
and
funny.
I was like, I'm going to have that. And she's like, oh, okay. And so it's like, when I won it, I think I even went into a restaurant and I was screaming. And then people were looking at me because they thought something was happening. So I showed them the phone, and then they started screaming. It was just unreal. And it's still unreal. It is a tremendous blessing. It is a gift that continues to give.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I'm
Very
so
cool.
grateful.
Well, we are too. I mean, it's cool. It's crazy to think how long we've been, partnered together in different ways. I mean, when we met, I owned my business and you were getting started, and here we are still across the table from each other via Zoom, but, across the table from each other, 9 years later, and you've had this entire journey happen. And, I've had an entire journey happen, but we're still here.
Yes.
And, just in a different way, and obviously with business going, it is crazy what an automatic does. Like you talk about when you got it, business just all of a sudden happened. And that happened for me. It's happened for a few other people. I'm sure, Brian, you can relate to this too, that have taken classes that you've met, and then through their journey, it's like they get the auto, and then all of a sudden their revenues like triple, they quadruple. And I've always wondered, like, our customers don't come in much. I mean, mine didn't. I don't know if yours do. So it's not like you put this machine in and people are coming and looking at me like, oh, they're for real now. But I think it's this like weird thing that's internal with the business owner, that it's like that self-confidence and
paradigm shift.
Yeah. It's totally a shift in the way that you think about your company. And it gives you the ability to feel good when you're talking to the NBA. And it's like, yeah, I can do that.
I got
See this thing over here?
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. And it is interesting. Do you have any thoughts on that from your perspective?
I think it opens up just a lot of opportunities that are kind of bottled underneath the surface. As you're growing a business, you're working within the framework that you have, right? Whether it's a certain budget or a certain space that you have. And so you can only do so much given those parameters, and you do everything you can within them. And a lot of times that means, working crazy hours or working on weekends or whatever it may be. But it also probably comes into play where, you're not willing to take that 1,000-piece run that comes to you that needs to be turned around in a week, right? Because you just know it's not possible to do. So when you plant this new tool that creates so much more efficiencies in your business and allows you to feel more confident, and I think it allows you to get everything that you're used to kind of stressing to do done in such a more manageable time period, that you just feel like you're able to be more aggressive and go out and court, newer and larger customers.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Well said.
I think like right after COVID really started to get even worse, a company called PJ's Plastics, which is in Vegas, they came to me and I printed all of their employees' gear, everything. I printed so much for them, I don't even want to see them coming. Just on and on and on. So, I mean, and they're not even here. It's so funny. I've never, ever got an order from my website. I just get orders through the internet and through word of mouth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. That's the best way to be.
Word of
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the right game. It's the best
More
one.
of that.
Well, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will continue our discussion on education to execution with Karen Fisher and Brian Richards and Meryl Cap. So we will be back.
All right.
To continue to dive deeper into the conversation we shared on episode 4 of Rock Shop Talk on diversity and inclusion in the decorated apparel space, we're humbly excited to invite you to join us for an industry-wide Zoom Meeting of the Minds discussion on September 17th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to review our initial plan to establish and encourage diversity and inclusion in our field. It's important that we get an accurate headcount in order to accommodate the group, so please RSVP under the events tab at facebook.com/ROQUSA. That's ROQ USA. Thank you for the opportunity to unite our efforts to make our industry more reflective and possible for all who desire to be a part of it.
So I want to welcome everybody back to Rock Shop Talk, your one-stop rock shop where we discuss all things screen printing. Today's episode features screen printing education to execution, and we are joined by Ms. Karen Fisher of Bagware Screen Printing, along with ROQ US's own channel manager, Mr. Brian Richards, and of course our creative director, Meryl Caps.
Hello, and this is Ross Hunter, our president.
Oh, hi everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So wanted to kind of kick this back off with Mr. Brian here.
Yeah, Karen, you mentioned so many different partners that we have that have helped you kind of evolve over your time in business. Vastex, Ryanet, Advanced. It's been really like a group effort in not only supplying you with the equipment that you need, but also the training and the education. Taking Ross's class so many years ago. How important, has it been for you personally and for your business to align yourselves with organizations that, really focus on training and education?
It's my foundation, and it should be every printer's foundation. I think Ross said this at a class when it came to artwork: garbage in, garbage out. You have to have a good foundation. And I'm finding it even more as because I've made so many new friends in printing, and then you have people that'll ask you questions, and then you have, like, let's take YouTube. You'll have people that just started that know nothing, but they're giving advice and then just telling people whatever. And then these young printers are getting frustrated. I was posed with a question about Ryanet. So when it comes to the business, so they're like, well, should I take the money I have and go and buy a cheap press online, or should I try to get like a Riley, because they wanted a Riley? And I was like, well, you know what? I started with everything from Ryanet. I'm like Miss Ryanet. I have like the inks, you name it, it's in my shop. Okay. I'm like, it will be better to take that money and put it towards something solid than to play around with something that you're going to have to replace. And so I was like, I gave that analogy that Ross gave me. If you get a good foundation underneath you, you cannot go wrong. You can only go up because you continue to build on that.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Talking about the foundation, right, and kind of learning the fundamentals of the screen print side of things, and then being blessed with the winning the ROQ press, which is just amazing. How has that transition been? Obviously it's a bigger piece of equipment. There's different electrical things that are going on with it. It opens up. We were talking about it at the break a little bit of, the ability for the shop owners to get more aggressive and court new clients. How has that transition gone for you, kind of coming from a manual shop and now having the automatic on your production floor?
The transition, it's been good. I haven't really had problems. The press in itself is really simple to operate. I think for me, at first, it was a little, I was apprehensive because it's so big. It's like, it's so different than pushing ink. So I had to be more aware of all the moving parts that are going on, but operating it's a breeze. And so it opens up doors, because instead of saying, I don't know if I can do that, I don't know if I should do that, now I can say, you know what? Sure, bring it on. You 2,000, bring it on. We got that. Okay, we can take on whatever you need. This is our turnaround time, and we got you. So yeah, we can do it. Matter of fact, I printed, I think 20 shirts just to show that I could print it. Wow. And I got that job too.
Nice.
Well done.
Yep.
How has like the transition with registration and everything been? I mean, just going from, I remember when I got mine, and I mean, I had operators at the time. You met some of the people
yes.
who were at my business, Jesus, and big shout out, by the way. What's up, man? Anyway, they threatened to quit. It was like, dude, if you don't get an automatic, we're out of here. Because we were taking 1,000, 2,000 piece orders. And, I knew it was something we were going to need, but it really took him saying, like, this isn't physically possible anymore. Like, we've got to make a change. And I remember getting it. And, as an owner, like, I wanted to learn it and understand. And I had printed in college. I mean, that's how I got into this whole thing, was from an art perspective. And moving over to that, it was awesome in like 90% of the ways. But then there was that 10% of like trepidation, kind of like you're talking about.
Yes.
When I got on it, it was like, okay, what do these knobs do? What does this do? Is this going to be easier? Is this going to be harder? So has it made things easier now that you've had it for, I mean, not that long, but a little bit? I mean, are you kind of getting used to the registration differences and the operational workflow?
Yes, like registering is not, on the Vastex, it was fairly simple. It was simpler, I'll put it that way. But on the ROQ, that's easy peasy. I mean, really, it's simple to register it and to have everything just the way you need it, just so. So if you have to tweak anything, it's just a little turn of the knob. I'm loving it. Not like, oh my God. And you move one thing and it's just like, oh, why did I even touch that? Because now this is off. You just want to cuss. So it's not even like that. I enjoy it. And
cool.
I enjoy learning it because at first, after the technician left, okay, and he's a great tech. I love that guy. Jerry is the bomb. I mean, I wish I could package him up and keep him chained up here. He's a great guy. So he is. He what a teacher. He really is. He was a great guy, patient. I loved it. So I enjoyed, like, okay, well, what did he say about it? Well, let me turn that and figure that out. And then like a guy came over from church and he was looking at it. He's like, oh my God, this is awesome. And what did he do? He touched the laser and they were all set up. And I'm like, I will kill you. Don't touch anything on here. So now I have to go back and get it back where I had it set. And so, but it was easy. I got out there, I tweaked it. So then I turned them all so that I could figure out how to get it where I needed it to be. I love that press. I really do. I think it's the best press on the market.
Dang.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's big.
That is.
So question, 9 years in the business until you won an automatic press. What held you back from going automated, prior to that time? Like what, because I know we talked about it. I don't remember when. I mean, it may have been years ago that we kind of broached the subject, but what held you back from kind of making that move sooner?
Fear, and I was being cheap.
Hey, well, I like honesty.
Both are
oh my God, I was being cheap. Oh my Lord, I truly was. And then I was like I could have easily picked up the phone, called the company. I could have leased to own it, no problem, because I'm squared away like that. And then financially, I could have bought one. I could have paid cash for it. I'm squared away like that. Okay, I am cheap. It's like I could not. Okay.
So you needed the free coupon that somehow was just gifted on you.
I could touch it, look at it. I have to walk away from it, look at it online, and still I could not push the button to say, spend that money.
Now that you have it, would you have spent the money sooner?
Say that again?
Now that you have it, would you have gone back and spent the money sooner?
I made a boot and I nailed it to the wall and I put a string on it and I kicked myself. And I should have got it a long time ago. That was a major mistake a long time ago, because I see where a manual will always be needed for really shorter runs, but the auto is like unleashing the Kraken. And literally, it just opens up the opportunities. And when it comes down to employees, a happy employee is a productive employee. So who wouldn't want to do that?
True that.
Absolutely. And then what advice, I mean, outside of that you kicked yourself, but what advice would you have for anyone considering to make the switch now? So anyone that's listening that is manual, they've been in business, they're running. What advice would you give them?
If you're thinking about it, that means you should go ahead and get it. Go ahead, dive in, either go all in or go all out. Get in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big statement.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wisdom.
That's awesome.
Preach
All right.
on.
Cool. Well, we're going to dive into another commercial break, and when we come back, we will talk more education to execution. We'll be right back.
The new ROQ Fit may be your first auto or the ultimate companion for your larger press. Built to fit, built to print, built to last, and built to blast you into the next level in your business. Whether you're a manual printer looking to take that first step into automation, or a larger shop that needs additional production capacity and on budgeted space or finances, the Fit couldn't be a better fit for you. For these and other expert supplies to help you press onward, please visit ROQ US, that's ROQ.us, or call 187-ROCKET now, that's 877-674-8669.
I kind of want to do the welcome back to 20 Rock Studios.
Please do it.
Yeah.
Why not? Come on, go all in or all out.
That's right.
Words of Karen.
Wow.
Go for it.
All right. Here we go. I'm going to do it.
Do it.
Welcome back to 20 Rock Studios, your one-stop rock shop where we discuss all things screen printing. Today's episode features screen printing education to execution, and we are joined by our special guest, Karen Fisher of Bagware Screen Printing, Mr. Brian Richards of ROQ US, and of course, our creative producer, Meryl Capps.
And that was Ross Hunter, everyone, our esteemed fearless leader.
And apparently announcer.
Yes.
I was really expecting a let's get
I know.
ready to rumble.
It kind of went in that vein.
I
for a
thought that's
minute.
where you were.
It was fun. We were shooting a series of videos yesterday, and we're actually going to talk about this here in a minute on the ROQ Fit. And I don't know what got into me. It's something it always does when Meryl points a camera at me. But I went to the Sunday, like the monster truck rally kind of voice about how the ROQ Fit can fit anywhere and fit into your life. And you filmed it. I'm curious to see what you end up doing with that footage because it might embarrass me. But
I'm just going to keep that one in my back pocket for a rainy day.
It was fun, though. I love when we shoot videos. Those are always good days.
Mm-hmm.
Craft services was impeccable, too.
Well, thank you.
Meryl's not only the producer, but he's in charge of craft services. And he, coming from the industry, this dude dials it in. So we get a call sheet the day before, and it's got the temperature for the next day, the closest hospital, what we're going to get for lunch. It's got everyone's times and when you're supposed to be where you're supposed to be. And there's scripts to go. I feel like I'm back in acting.
I'm definitely not from the film industry, but I did get that call sheet, and seeing that the closest hospital was documented on there made me wonder what's going on. What are we getting into? What are we filming?
It's not for, for just for fun. It's for when you need it, where to go.
Business.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. It's about
Anytime at work, if I get lost, I'll know because it's on that call sheet.
There it is.
Well, we want to dive back in on kind of talking about the ROQ Fit. So we just released a new press this year. Funny enough, it was supposed to release at Long Beach. We didn't actually have one.
This is true.
We didn't have one.
Yeah.
And we didn't get them until
like a week.
It's been longer than that. Maybe like a month that it landed here. So we've been developing this for a long time, and I want to kind of let Brian dive into what is the ROQ Fit?
What is the ROQ Fit? Well, Karen actually has somewhat. It's actually kind of a unique piece of equipment. Did you know this, Karen? It's a there's how many are there total, Ross?
8
machines. There's 8 machines like this
in the world.
Which it's our most popular model, which is a ROQ U, but it's in a slightly smaller format. So a couple inches smaller, I think, in total diameter, and the base is also smaller as well.
Base is way smaller.
Yeah. So there were a few machines that we kind of had manufactured in between rolling out this new ROQ Fit product. So not only do you have a machine that was one, but it's a collector's item because there's only
wow
them out there. So along with this kind of vision, the whole reason behind making the machine like yours, which is a US, and the ROQ Fit, which is a new product that just came out this year, we wanted to develop a machine that provides all the things you've spoken about, the efficiencies and the ease of use and everything that the ROQ brand brings to the table with equipment, but in a small format, low budget press that will help shops like yourself, shops like myself back in the day, these manual owner operator shops who are looking for ways to grow and scale. It's hard to grow and scale a manual business. And there's a lot of fear and apprehension, as you mentioned, in talking about bringing something automated into the table. So the Fit really kind of fits into, that type of business plan in that scenario where, you look at the price point on these things for an automatic. It is a 4-color machine, but majority of custom orders are 1 to 4 colors. And the price point on it's like $29,995. I mean, it's very reasonably priced for a ROQ machine. And the base of this machine was designed to fit through a standard 3-foot doorway. Our smallest machine to date wasn't able to do that. And we have some customers who are in residential areas or they're in old school, commercial spots that don't have the roll-up door. And so we finally have now a product that can help, shops who are looking for something like that.
Yeah, we've had people have to bust down walls. We've helped rebuild walls. I would shout out to Victoria actually at Inbound Inc. She's in Boston. I went to her shop 3 years ago, and she's in an art studio. And it's like second or third floor of this. The building's actually like a historic building in Boston.
Wow.
Right? You got to imagine there aren't roll-up doors. It is small, and we had to crane her press up into the building, and then it had to go through this like slew of hallways. I mean, somehow we got a 610 into this space, right? Wow. Here's what's cool about the Fit. When we first got it here, I personally took it off the pallet, which I was very proud of myself because I didn't have to call a technician, and I was like, I did it. But I put it on a pallet jack, no joke, rolled it through a standard door, through another standard door, into a regular elevator that you would find at any office building. Hit the button to go upstairs, bing, pulled the pallet jack out, pulled the press out, put it where it was supposed to go. That all happened in 20 minutes?
Oh yeah, easy.
So from the truck delivering, literally from the truck dropping this thing off, it was a FedEx freight truck, to me being upstairs with it unpalletized, ready to be installed, took 20 minutes.
Wow.
We both fit in the elevator with the press.
With the press.
Yeah. He took a nap on the way up. But,
we'll have a video on that soon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's really, really, really cool. And the possibilities for, manual shops upgrading. And did you start at home?
Yes.
So imagine, right? You were a garage, I'm guessing.
Yes.
So imagine just tossing that in there. It's like, whoop,
done,
exactly. Automated, ready to go.
Yes.
Would that have made a difference in you not having to hang up a boot by a string and intentionally kick yourself in the rear?
It was the dollars. I see it's the dollars. I'm a cheap one. I'm not kidding. I'm not cheap. I'm just, I don't know. It has to make sense.
Protective of money.
Huh?
Protective of money. That's a better way to put it.
Fiscally responsible.
Fiscally responsible.
Took me like 10 go rounds at the car dealership just to get the car running.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure every salesperson on the planet loves you, Karen.
They were trying their best. Oh my God.
Make them work. Make them work.
So what are, just so our listeners know, we can be kind of quick about this. What are the key differences between the Fit and the U?
So some differences between the Fit and the press like Karen's, which is a U. The Fit is slightly smaller. So you're going from, an 11.5 footprint to 11.2 or 3, somewhere in that range, just a little bit smaller. Slightly smaller image size, right? So if you're printing, if you need to print 16 by 20, the U is going to be able to print that image size. A little bit smaller on the Fit. I think it's 16 by 18, 16 by 17, something like that. And then it's really, since it's positioned in such a small format, it's really designed for, one operator, right? So it's designed for the shop that's an owner-operator shop that, making that jump from manual to auto, where on a manual press, you're printing 50 or 60 shirts an hour, maybe a couple more if it's a one color or something like that. But something like the Fit that will allow that same person to produce 300 to 400 shirts an hour, that's a huge jump for a manual shop. And to not have to pull a squeegee, for a lot of people, based on the size and the price point, 400 shirts an hour is going to be fantastic. However, the U, like you have, Karen, you can have the option to put 2 people on that machine, right? There's 2 spaces in the front. So if you wanted to have someone just loading, someone just unloading, you can get up to about 800 shirts an hour doing that.
Right.
So there is a production difference. There's a slight size difference, and then there's a pricing difference as well.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And do you run with a loader unloader, Karen? Or are you running singles?
Myself and I.
You, yourself, and you?
Me, myself, and I.
That's
It's
awesome.
only me.
I like it.
So this would have actually been make sense.
Perfect.
Yeah.
In that circumstance, for sure.
Yeah, had Karen not won a automatic press, we might be talking to her about a Fit right now.
You would be talking to her for the next 2 years, according to Karen.
I would.
And having to send a lot of incentives her way.
I just met Karen 30 or 40 minutes ago, but I trust, there'd be some back and forth negotiations.
Before shifting topics real quick, I know that it's really beneficial for going manual to auto, but I know that it also can benefit bigger shops that already have an auto to take care of smaller.
Oh, for sure. So, to think of like growth, right? I mean, maybe let's use Karen's example. You get into this MBA thing, you're not only doing front and back prints, but you're having to do inside tags and you're having to do sleeves. Maybe they're having you print, face masks, given we're in COVID or whatever the case may be. What's cool about this press is also an awesome second unit to work in conjunction with, anyone who 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 autos. And the reason being it's a space saver. So you're not putting another giant machine in your operation. It prints quickly, it'll run single operator, and allows you to do all those kind of finishing prints.
Right.
Very, very quickly, simply, and get them off there. So the sizing is nice, and just making a very simple installation. How long did it take them to actually put that together? A couple hours?
6 hours, I think.
6 hours.
Yeah, it was
so
crazy.
Super quick to build.
And this has nothing to do with efficiency or anything, but I have to say, we shot it yesterday, and I think the thing's adorable. It's really cute.
It's like a Mini Cooper.
Totally.
Oh, there you go. That's
good.
I like that analogy.
It's also a lot of people don't know this. It's kind of a little secret menu item on the Fit. Easiest rock press to print sleeves on.
And we
because of the profile of the arm is a little bit less than a standard rock press, so you're able to just slide on a normal sleeve platen.
Did you just secret menu everyone?
Yeah.
Do you know what you made me think about? Which sucks.
Are you hungry?
You made me think about In-N-Out, and I don't have In-N-Out here. Karen has In-N-Out
We
where
do.
Karen's at.
We do now.
We have one In-N-Out.
Yeah.
It's
Out
40
in-
some odd miles away in Oregon. And the last time I drove by it, there were about 200 cars. And I'm not kidding
Oh
right now.
my God.
It's always like
They had
For
three.
In-N-Out?
So Karen, trip on this. They have 3 drive-through lanes
Yeah.
Right.
at one In-N-Out. And they were backed up like to another street full of
Oh my
cars.
Yeah,
And yeah, there's only one
It's
in between
in-
Oregon and Washington. There's one In-N-Out. So if you
Yeah.
want In-N-Out, it's a drive, and then I'm guessing you're waiting like 2 hours to get food.
In-N-Out in 3 hours.
Yeah.
I've
That's the new
I've
tagline.
been there for I've been there for a 3-hour wait. I don't know if you were joking or not, but we did drive the 40 minutes.
I wasn't
one
joking.
weekend. Yeah.
And it was 3 hours.
It was a
No
3-hour
way.
wait. And they have stadium parking. They have to hire people to direct the cars down the street.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's an event.
it's a
They're
cool thing.
making some money though.
You know what that sounds like? A franchise opportunity.
Yeah.
That sounds like that'd be a good franchise to put
won't
there.
They,
No.
you know that they're all
I think-
They're all family
No,
owned.
yeah, but I think that they're last I heard, there's talk of one coming to the Portland area.
Well, then that one will have another 3-hour wait because all the Californians that
Do you
moved
see how
up to the
there's no
Pacific
making this
Northwest
man
want to
happy, no
get their
matter
In
what?
and Out.
It's never enough. Never enough.
Oh yeah,
we don't have
they're
poke
everywhere
bowls either.
here.
I should have never said secret.
Exactly.
Secret menu. You prompted my like.
Ah,
You used my nickname lunchbox.
does Ross
Literally.
order from the secret menu?
Speaking of shouldn't have said things,
I like to
File
eat.
that away.
that's gonna get you.
Do you order from the secret menu at In-N-Out, Ross?
Oh yeah, you got
Yeah.
animal style everything.
Only.
Yeah.
You can get your burger patty cooked in mustard with peppers on it. Oh, there's
I
all
think you
sorts of
can
cool
get
things.
the biggest burger they'll make is
8
a
by
10
8?
by. It's a
Is
10
it a 10 by 10?
Yeah, I don't know who would eat that. I saw my nephew eat a 5.
Dang.
God,
Yeah.
but
Professional.
that's a lot of meat.
I like the singles. I just order like 3 of them.
I'm a
A
double.
double.
Yeah, you got
Double double. Are you an animal style person, Karen?
I'll take the fries animal style.
Oh,
Can I get an
that's the
amen on
best.
that?
Yeah.
Right? Yes.
Good
Yeah.
call.
So good.
100%.
Yeah. Anyway,
If
screen
In-N-Out's
printing is cool.
listening, we take donations for
Sponsored by
sponsorship.
Ah,
So I want to kind of wrap up, and Karen, this is kind of just a moment, for you. A couple things would be, what are your plans for Bagware moving forward? I know you got some cool stuff on the line. You talked about the Vegas thing, but what are kind of your plans moving forward? I mean, you got the auto now. What are you trying to do?
My plans are to grow, and to
All right.
continue to learn and enhance the techniques of printing. Everything that I learned to just keep growing in knowledge in printing. I want, like, every new technique they come out with, I try to learn it. I try to, if someone says, "Oh, did you know this?" There's a printing technique that someone just showed me. When I get off here with you guys, I'm going outside because it's not screen printing, but it's a type of printing. So I'm going outside to try it, and then you'll see it on my Instagram. So be looking for it.
Rad.
So our thing right now, the way I look at it, the sky is the limit. Actually, we have no limit. So we want to get another ROQ. I am actually looking to hire employees in the year coming. And what I want to do is grow my business and manage it. That's what my goal is.
So
to not have to
work
be
on
free.
it instead of in it.
Mhm.
That's right. That's
Have you
what my goal
read-
is.
Have you read the E-Myth Revisited? Did I tell
No.
you about that book?
So, what?
Write that one down, and anyone listening, the
What?
E-Myth, what?
I think Gerber.
Yeah, it's a book by Gerber. It's called the
Uh-huh.
E-Myth Revisited. It is by far my favorite business book of all time. It's a super short read,
Uh-huh.
and it talks about exactly what you're going through right now, which is, right now you are the entrepreneur, the manager,
Mhm.
and the doer, right?
Yeah.
So you're working in your business from all aspects, and it kind of takes you through this journey of that transition of hiring people, what that looks like, who you turn into. And there's actually some exercises. If you buy the hard copy of the book, they have you fill out some stuff in the back, and it kind of helps you create a plan for
Right.
getting to the place where you're working on your business instead of in it. So definitely would recommend that one.
It's
you
in
know, to anyone
our
who's
Reading
listening.
Rocks group on LinkedIn.
It is.
Mhm.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so check that out.
Too.
So if people want to find you, Karen, how do they find you? This is your time for all the shameless plugs of your Instagram and website and connecting you with other printers out there.
Well, you can find us at on Instagram at Bagware2. You can find us on LinkedIn at Bagware Screen Printing. And you can find us on the internet at our website at www.bagwarescreenprinting.com.
Awesome. Well, this was great, Karen. I really appreciate you joining us today. I want to thank Brian and Meryl for being here as well.
Thank you.
To all our listeners out there, continue to press on and
Rock your way.
Ooh, rock your way. I like that is one of our rock your way.
Hashtag rock
I
your
like
way.
that.
Hashtag rock your way.
Karen, it was great meeting you. Thanks so much for your participation. Meryl, of course, as always.
Thank you, sir.
And Lunchbox. It's been great.
Fantastic. I'm never going to hear the end of that one.
Yeah.
I appreciate all of you, and I thank you for your time.
Tremendous thanks to our special guests, Karen Fisher of Bagware Screen Printing and Brian Richards of ROQ US for participating today. As always, thank you for spending time with us this week. Tune in at your convenience wherever you listen to your podcast by searching ROQ Shop Talk. That's ROQ Shop Talk. On our next show, we'll feature Rock Roots. If you found today's episode helpful, the greatest accolade we could ask for is for you to recommend it to a friend who you think may find it helpful as well. Please like, share, and subscribe on social media. Until next time, rockers, press on.